friends? Geoff Fienberg here with you. Friday afternoon edition of the Geoff Fienberg Show here on FTN Daily, presented by PrizePicks. Head over to PrizePicks right now. They got the entire afternoon slate of golfers still on the board, still up with their projections. I'll make my afternoon PrizePicks here for you in just a moment. But boy, oh boy, you got to assume this course, this tournament, it's playing just how they want it. Everyone seems to be finding those bogeys who got any sort of momentum outside of John Rahm. I think I've already seen 4 or 5 just fantastic par saves, couple over the course of these first day and a half, maybe even more. He seems so confident over a 12-foot par putt right now. I believe it's like almost Spiethian over 12 feet, like par putts at the moment, bending backwards. But head over to PrizePicks and you can get your full slate of afternoon picks. We got tee times going north, just up to 5 o'clock. I know I've played a burger to the under at 7. He goes off at 440, 447 to be exact. Daniel Berger under 73. I might have even had that at 73.5, but hey, I'd still play it at the current 73 at the moment. John Rahm, another fantastic par. And guess what? Under Berger, and I might be crazy, but I'm just picking on the lowest number PrizePicks has offered today, just based on everything I'm seeing. That's you, Brooks Koepka. I know. Come after me, everybody. I am fading Brooks Koepka this afternoon for his Friday afternoon tee time at the U.S. Open. He goes off at 4:15. He's got a projection of 71.5. Don't mind me. My jaw's just on the floor as we continue to live in a Richard Bland simulation. Berger to the under, Brooks to the over. It's so more so I'm looking, Brooks still very live to win this golf tournament. And I just believe under par scoring will be incredibly difficult today. We have 16 or 18 players under par for the entire tournament at the moment, and 5 or 6 of them are currently on the course. But geez, you thought Phil was a simulation. This Bland is a whole new deal. A whole new deal. We're not quite there yet. But you head over to PrizePicks. What a jam-packed weekend. Late tee times throughout the weekend. So you stay on top of it. I'll stay on top of it for you if you want me to over at PrizePicks. Tons of fun making multi-sport tickets, NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, MLB on full go. Don't forget the soccer. I don't really care much for soccer, but I love these tournaments. I've been thoroughly enjoying the Euros thus far. So that is my Friday afternoon power play. Lucky we are on the West Coast, so we got those tee times to accommodate it. Berger to the under, Brooks to the over. I'm picking on that 71.5. I also made a couple live bets, so I'll talk about them with Matt. Those numbers are stagnant because the players haven't teed off yet. And I don't know, as the course continues to play how it plays, there are a couple guys that, in my opinion, have started to have my attention a little more. So we'll get into that. We'll watch some of the featured groups. We'll keep an eye on how this cut line is trending over the next, 40 minutes or so, 50 minutes or so. And then later on this evening, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, I could argue that is too early. I'll be headed over to do a cut sweat show with my boy Pat Mayo, as we'll bring you up to the finish tonight of round 2 at the U.S. Open. We'll get that cut line to its conclusion. I assume we won't have any issues completing play today. I don't know about you, friends. I don't know what your thoughts are on the cut line at this moment in time. I am just more worried about getting my guys through here on an even keel, because we're not all John Rahm. We're not all John Rahm. Just even if he's not like scoring immaculate, I don't know. The guy seems really getting up and down from everywhere. It is a big problem, I believe, for everybody. And hey, Brooks Koepka looks like he's in great shape again. Yeah. So we'll see what's going on. But tons of guys going backwards. This course, we got 16 guys under par at the moment. By Sunday, we'll have one. Don't worry about it. Sunday afternoon, we'll have just one. I mean, you watch what they're able to do with the course. It seems like they can do whatever they want. They even potentially, you could argue, like they normally would on a Thursday, tried to cut these guys a bit of a respite. And what, we had 21 scores under par. I believe at Wingfoot last year, we had 22 or 24. I'm certain it was one of those numbers, I want to say. And yeah, we finished with one, Bryson. Wouldn't be surprised if it's quite similar, to be perfectly honest. Looking forward to, I guess, seeing the afternoon wave get on the course, but Richard Bland's got to get off at first. Currently on fire. He is 5 under for the day, 6 under for this golf tournament. Louis has gone a bit backwards. John Rahm has done everything, has done just what he needed to do. He's shooting even par because a lot of guys of his brethren are not. Dustin Johnson has gone backwards today considerably. Patrick Cantley just made a double as I was joining you guys. Rory McIlroy's had a bit of an up and down day. Patrick Reed got it going and then gave it back again. I mean, that's a guy, how do you put this? He's just made life really difficult for himself, and he's a wizard making some incredible par saves, but it seems like every time I'm seeing Reed, he's got to save par, and most of the time he's going to do it, but I guess that'll get you in the end. But he's in a great spot. T29, 1 over, just lingering, as they say, definitely. And going through all these names, Scotty Scheffler, I'm, should have bet him top 10 this week. He's sitting T29 at the moment, but he does his normal open or big event lingering. I'm sure he'll be placing bets for those of you who had the stones to play him. Dylan Wu, always interesting to see guys who played in Outlaw Tour events as outright tickets sitting T10 in major championship golf. You do not see that every day. But I believe we were betting that Sophia Popov in Cactus Tour. Is that what the women were playing? I don't remember. And then she went and won a major. Someone might correct me on that, but I'm doing my best to remember it. Hopefully Bryson can keep it going this afternoon. I would love for him to post that very clean round. He is in the middle of putting together, friends. So we're just trying to track it because I missed it. Oh, he's got an 11-footer for birdie on the 5th. Hopefully we can get that one back for him. I'm going to bring Matt Vincenzi here in just a moment. And I swear to God, as I'm going to tee Matt up, I'll tee him up with this. So I'll tee him up with this. Last time I had Matt on, I believe we were discussing John Rahm, and it all just feels a little like something missing at the moment. And I think we were discussing specifically those 8 to 12 foot par putts that we both felt like he's just not hitting them. And he normally stands over them with such confidence, and they weren't dropping. And then I guess Saturday afternoon at the Memorial, they all started dropping. They continue to drop. John Rahm, I believe he's probably plus 350, 4-1 now on the outright betting board. Safe to say, our 3 favorites for this event, I would assume at the moment, are Brooks and 2 guys who haven't won majors, but are clearly outstanding in Rahm and in John Rahm, and clearly Xander Schauffele. But I'm hyper curious to see what happens with the guys in the afternoon today. So Tino, if you want to throw Matt in here for me, we can get it going. Talking round 2 of the U.S. Open, as some of the guys, the premier groups, are starting or getting closer to finishing their round this afternoon. Find Matt over at Action Network, Golf Writer over there, and he contributes at Golf Bet, where I enjoy consuming Matt's content. Matt, welcome back to the program. I want to say last time you were on with me, we were just speaking about how something was kind of missing from John Rahm's putter, and sort of since that conversation, I don't think he's missed a par putt.
Famous last words there, Geoff. Yeah, it's scary. I was just obviously tracking all day, and to see, I know you're on Bryson and DJ. I'm on Rory and Brooks, kind of same idea. But to see Rory as a guy who never makes those tough par putts, especially in a U.S. Open, that style, and then just to watch tracking Rahm having 13 feet and then 8 feet and then 7 feet, and he just drills every single one. It's tough. It's tough.
You expect those from Reed,
Yeah.
but like you don't expect like the amazing tee to green from Reed. So you're like, okay, he's going to do that. When Jon Rahm or those elite players are doing that from that like 8 to 12, 15-foot range for par, well, they're everyone's in big trouble. It's early, but are you starting to sense a coronation, or we need a chill because Brooks hasn't teed off yet?
Well, I hope you're right on that second part, because having Brooks, it feels like he might be the only guy who could really go up against Rahm this week, because a lot of times Rahm comes back to the pack in majors that we've seen the last couple of years. This week, I don't think that's happening. It doesn't mean he's definitely winning, but you got to get him. And you have to go get him, and you have to be able to make those 9, 10, 15-foot par putts that he's making. And that's kind of what Brooks is known for too. So hopefully he can keep that up. Yeah, it's definitely scary though. And going into the tournament, I mean, I thought Rahm, I know you kind of thought of that too, the numbers that it made it impossible to even be a part of it. So you just got to kind of take a couple and hope somebody can chase him down. Hopefully we have one of them.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I acknowledge Jon Rahm should be the favorite of this event. That was never in question for me. I just didn't really understand the gap between him and the second tier. And I would say my biggest point that I tried to make through the week, which, like anytime I made this point, it comes with like Rahm can clearly win. I think he should be the favorite. But this does not feel like Dustin Johnson before Oakmont to me. Like it didn't feel that like of a like almost a coin flip of a ending, so and that's the only time where I really felt hyper confident about a guy who'd never won a major taking home some level of serious chalk. But my final point to it was Dustin was like still 14, 15 to 1 at Oakmont. He wasn't like this. And I don't think the competition was as strong 5 years ago as it is now. And Jon Rahm doing it would be magical. Xander doing it would be magical. I'm just buying into the hyperbole of the moment as we sit here at 2:20 on Friday. There's so much golf clearly to still happen. And this course, man, like, I don't know what you're expecting, Matt, but I think they've got it like perfect in the sense that they are going to do exactly what they want to do on the weekend. And it's setting up for them to have it play as they want. And we're seeing how hard it's already playing. The fun, I'll be short now. The fun has not begun yet.
Exactly. I think we're in store for a really crazy weekend. And I said around 5 under before the week, and I kind of still think it's going to be 5 under. I think Saturday, Sunday, par might be a really good score for the round. And it's a really good score right now, but I think even in terms of winner, if you can kind of hang around on the weekend. And you know what? Rahm looks great right now, and Xander obviously hasn't teed off yet, but he looked good yesterday. But the thing about golf is it never goes the way you think it's going to go. So we're all expecting Rahm to come out and do something and be through Sunday all the way, but you never know what's going to happen. He could come out and have one bad hole. It's all it takes around here.
Well, I think you said it best. Like, Rahm winning, that still seems like a challenge, even if the books want to say he's 3 or 4 to 1 at this moment. But it does seem like he's not going to give it. Like, you're going to have to come join him. If I was one of those players in the pack, I'm not even like looking at Richard Bland's score. I'm looking at like, where is Jon Rahm? That is the guy I have to find this week. If I find Jon Rahm, I don't know if I'm going to win the trophy, but I'm going to win a lot of effing money. Because like he's going to finish exactly where he finishes in 98% of his majors, if not win this. So that's the number. Whatever he's at, I got to get to. And if I happen to be better than it, then maybe I can win. And if I'm not, then it means I came, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 8th, like whatever. Go find Rahm. A lot of guys going backwards today. Do you see any value in players that haven't teed off yet? Because there's a couple that I could run off my tongue right now, who I pretty much just bet before we went go.
Yeah,
One,
tell me those guys. Yeah.
an easy pick. Well, not easy, but like it comes with more of a peace of mind. It's like the Mayo FOMO bet. I bet Siwoo Kim at 125. He was 150 for the tournament. I essentially allowed him to survive the first round. And now I'm not going to watch Mayo win a Siwoo major championship and have to talk to him about it without having a piece of it myself.
Yep.
He's sitting at even par. You know, when he's hot, he's hot. He's won a big tournament. I don't really like have a hard sell here. The numbers from yesterday do seem attractive, but I'll give you one more, a little shorter down the board. Also shot an even par yesterday. Daniel Berger, 75-1. Give me any thoughts on either of them, because I've added those two bets to my card here. And I guess we're getting some juice. I guess, you know, the fact that guys are playing well, a lot of the big names are hovering. There is potential for opportunity to catch something big.
Yeah, I think that's, you know, a good call. Do I think they're probably going to win? Probably not. But the fact that you're getting an even better number or just as good number, and they already showed they can hang around. When you see so many guys have already ejected from the tournament, and you're getting the same value, then of course it makes a lot of sense. And especially the Berger one. I mean, down to 75-1 and an even par is a pretty good score. I mean, could he eject also today? Absolutely. But he kind of knows the recipe of keeping the ball in front of you and not making huge numbers. So I think he's a pretty safe bet. And if you look at it, I mean, to me, the lead right now is 2 under. I know Dickie Bland's at 6 under, but I think the lead is 2 under. So even par isn't the worst place to be when the day ends.
Yeah, I mean, I always have fun when I'm talking to you, because like I get paranoid about guys. I mean, I'm not paranoid about Richard Bland, but you know, if like Scotty Scheffler was like 5 under right now, I would be paranoid about him, and you would just tell me, like, you would just reassure me, like, don't worry. Like you would just like with your charm, you would tell me he's a loser, not to worry about it.
Exactly. That's exactly what I would say.
But a couple other guys, like, you know, what is your take on Louis Oosthuizen? Like, I guess, I don't know about you, even going into the week, I feel silly now that I didn't, you know, maybe, you know, obviously heavy in some of the games, but didn't make any props with him. And you always know he's going to finish exactly how he would finish. But do you fear him at all, like with your Brooks ticket, or you're just like, I don't care about this guy at all?
Well, so there's a couple categories I have. All right. So one guy, you got the losers there, and that's where I'll put Scotty for now. Louis in a different category. This category I call back 9 on Sunday. If he's in the mix, 10, 11, 12, 13th hole on Sunday, then I'll worry about him. Until then, he doesn't exist to me. But he's a guy, if he is there, he can do it. But so I'm not even thinking about him either until the time comes. Right now, I'm thinking about Jon Rahm at 2 under par. That's the guy we have to go get. Everything else is whatever until back 9 Sunday.
Yeah, it's really hard to disagree with anything you put out there, Matt. You know, we have a lot of these guys that are hovering, but what about, say, you know, if it is going to play a certain way, it does feel like those 1 under Englishmen in Hatton and Fitzpatrick are live, or you think they'll eventually find theirs as well?
I actually, you know, Hatton's a guy who obviously has shown he can has the chops to win if he gets in the mix. I still don't love him here, and I think we have to kind of see what this round brings us. And you know, it's funny, we thought guys like Finau and Hovland at 3 over par were out of it, but just a 3 under day, which obviously is going to be difficult to do. But if you do that, you're back in it too. So there's still so much that can happen between now and the end of today, going into the weekend. Like if we're thinking even par teeing off tomorrow is a pretty good score, then there's a lot of guys who are alive. So like you said, that there is some value with some live betting guys right now. But yeah, for me, I'm just trying to get one of my guys near Jon Rahm, like you said. It's, you know, it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary because those triples and doubles happen so easily here. And you think you have a guy in the mix, and all of a sudden you go and take a piss and come back, and all of a sudden you don't anymore.
Yeah, I mean, listen, even someone as reliable as Patrick Cantley and his bogey avoidance, as I was coming on to air, I think he got into a little trouble and then compounded it with a short miss, and all of a sudden from in the red to not anymore. And then part of he's like, it's okay. I just watched like everyone kind of do that at some point in the last hour and a half. Unfortunately, except John Rahm, who, as we mentioned, keeps finding a way to make those pars. What are you feeling as we sit here thinking about a cut line that's going to be coming down in, say, 9 hours from 7, 8 hours from now?
I guess if right now I put it at 4 over. I think that's probably what we're looking at, 4 over. Maybe it gets to 5. I don't know. I guess right now I'm thinking it's around 4, because I think the afternoon will play somewhat similar, but I do think it will be a little bit tougher because we know how those Polo greens get later in the afternoon, and there's just so many big numbers out there, and there's so many shitty players in this tournament too, to where some of the guys.
No, that's not to be ignored, I guess.
Like
it does sort of feel like it's pretty wide open. Well, I guess in some regards, just looking at it, the 2 seems to have a higher probability than the 5. But I'm with you. I would lean that it's exponentially more likely to end up at 5 over than say 2 over. But I think we'd all agree 4 does feel like a sweet spot. And if things, just sort of play neutral, 3 would be very much clearly in play as the data shows. But I think we're all expecting this place to play a little more difficult. Are we sensing a wave advantage, or we have had pretty consistent conditions? Because nothing I love more in a major championship when we get equality among waves.
I think,
and it is pretty rare to have. I feel like Pebble in 19 was literally the most consistent. Like the weather didn't change at any point for anybody through that entire tournament. And outside some fog, I feel like for the most part, we've had we're going to have a very equal wave through Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, it definitely seems equal to me. And I was thinking like, because there's a lot of guys too who are at 1 under right now. For example, I have Patrick Rogers in like 50% of my DraftKings lineup as my last guy in, and he's at 1 under par, and I'm petrified. Like, I don't think he's going to make the cut.
I know that exact feeling. You're like, okay, but he's still going to miss. Yeah, he's still going to miss. He's still going to miss my cut. Yeah.
Is Rahm bogeyed yet? While have we been on here?
Has Rahm bogeyed? Is that even possible?
I don't think it's possible right now.
No, he hasn't. He's continuing to make pars, and I'll tell you what. He's on a par 5 now, greenside in a bunker, line 2. So I would expect, if anything, a birdie, far more likely than a bogey, coming up for John Rahm, who is on that back 9 and is currently on his first of 2 par 5s. I don't know, man. Everyone seems to be going backwards. Bubba Watson, though, geez, I noticed another birdie from him. Bubba's sitting in the red at 1 under now, 2 under for his day. Always kind of forgotten in U.S. Opens. As we've long established, they probably don't work for him, but Bubba's conquered a few things in the last couple years. And
how about that driver off the deck yesterday?
Yeah, and he's won at Riviera, and I guess here we are. Wouldn't that be something? Wow, there were some monster numbers out on Bubba earlier in the week, and I would even suspect into last night there were some monster numbers still available if you wanted to be in on Bubba Watson.
Yeah, I mean it'd be a fun way to lose $50. So I don't think he's gonna go all the way there, but it's nice seeing him in the mix. I just noticed too. I mean, Patrick Reed, I haven't noticed him yesterday or today, and you kind of look at the leaderboard, and he's 1 over, just hovering around like Patrick Reed does.
Yeah, he's. I'd like to see the stats at some point because he's been all over the place. I guess he's doing very Reed things, but it's been he's been asking a lot of his short game, and I guess in many ways it has come through, but when you ask that much of it consistently, you're in trouble. And I mean, I saw him he's done it again. He's on the hole with Rahm, and he just put his 3rd into a bunker. So he's now going to have to get up and down on a par 5. He had this exact same situation on 9 with a sand wedge in his hand from pretty much the fairway, dunked it in a bunker. and had to save par on a par 5 instead of having a putt for birdie that, you give Reed anything inside 25 feet, and he's probably going to threaten the hole. I have my eye on him because he is out with the Kingmaker at the moment, not Richard Bland. All due respect to Richard Bland, but it is John Rahm. And let's see what Rahm in his bunker here. I'm just going to wind it back here. So Rahm's got 5 feet, Matt. Rahm's got 5 feet for birdie on 13 to get it to 3 under par in his stalking position. Continues. That would be a problem. That would be a problem.
It would be. And I don't want to, how is Dickie Bland 5 under on the day? I don't
honestly, he's been playing some impeccable golf. I watch this guy. He's landing the ball in the perfect spot in front of the greens, and it's running up to like 8 to 20 feet every shot. He is on one right now. Dickie is on one. Certainly he's going to expire tomorrow. I don't have any doubts about that.
Yeah, he took down my fellow Italian Guido Migliozzi last time. So that's
yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was on that. I'll get your take on that. Great sense of pride, I'm sure, in seeing the Italians not only on the pitch but on the golf course. I may have I played a Guido top 20 for 14-1. I played Guido top Italian. When I made the case for top Italian, I acknowledged the reality that these Molinari brothers might be hyper motivated. I need them to I assume they're playing together. I need to get them split up on the weekend and Guido to come through. But Guido currently last place in top Italian, and he's even par. It's like, how's that even possible?
Unbelievable. I was actually really considering like Wednesday night shifting and putting Molinari in some of my DraftKings lineups. I didn't have the balls to do it, but I wish I did. Francesco, I mean. So yeah, they're definitely pretty comfortable out there, and that's kind of, a big benefit to them. But like you said, on the weekend, if they get split up, then hopefully they regress to form, and you can cash that Guido bet because he looked really good yesterday.
Molinari has made a home base in California. A lot was made of it as he had some really nice play there right at the start of the year, right? Didn't he sort of show up at MX, look good, and maybe even this event? He has played well. So, yeah, I guess that would be nice to see. It's a Ryder Cup year. I don't really know how he currently stands. I blindly assume there are a lot of opportunities, though, for things to get pretty wild for anyone who finds some real form on the back end of that European Ryder Cup team. Let's see if Rombo made that putt. I don't have it yet. My TV is freezing. And I guess he's out there with Patrick Reed. So let's see if Patrick Reed made his par, which he's normally pretty good at. I don't know. I saw Patrick Reed get it.
Of what you
7 feet for par for Reed. He's got a 7-footer for par. Rahm still has 5 feet for birdie, as my cable box is resetting at the moment. And now I feel like it's like on a 20 second lag or so. Who's going off this afternoon? You mentioned your position on Patrick Rogers in half your DraftKings lineups, and like you, anyone with Patrick Rogers, you're feeling good, but at any moment this thing could go to total shits. And that's anybody. Like, I don't know. I got a ton of Fleetwood in all my DraftKings. Like, a blink, he could be 4 over, and I'm sweating that so hard. But who else for you? For me, I mean, it's obviously Hovland sitting at that 3 over, and Woodland, who I'm going to need something from as this day progresses, and Corey Connors, which that was maybe silly of me, Matt. I thought Connors coming into this major, I mean, strictly from a DFS perspective, I didn't bet Corey Connors, but thought he was kind of being forgotten after being so like touted for a while. Finally felt like you can get on Connors and not be with everybody. That feels like an epic miscalculation. So that's who I'm really going to need to step up with an afternoon tee time. How about you?
Yeah, and just to your Connors point, I mean, I think that was definitely a good play. Fairways, greens, coming 18th place. That's all you want from him. But
Dickie just made a bogey. That helps you.
Not
that it matters.
Yeah, it's still nice to see that number a little smaller, but yeah, I'm kind of sweating Finau right now. I'm hoping he.
Oh yeah, of course, Finau. Of
I ate the
course, of
chalk
course.
there, and then I played a lot of Martin Laird this week. You know, seeing how much he gained on approach at the PGA Championship with that 23rd finish. So I thought he was kind of a good play this week. He's at 3 over. Who else? Homa was. I mean, he was good yesterday, and he had a 4-putt and a 3-putt from both inside like 20 feet. So, you know, that kind of sucked. So I don't know if he's going to get himself back in the mix or not. So those are kind of the guys who I'm looking at. Let's see. Tigala, he started off
Hold on
really
a
good
second,
yesterday. And
friend. I gotta like interrupt you with some breaking news because I'm pretty effing confused.
I need it.
Unless the app lied to me along the way, because my cable is shot. Rom just made bogey on that par 5. But
What?
it told me he had a 5-footer for birdie.
What the hell? Okay, I'm looking now. Yeah, it says shot 3, 5 feet to the hole. Shot 5, 2.5 inches to the hole. So he made a bogey somehow.
But I assume they just missed the shot. I don't think he 3-putted from 6 feet.
Yeah, you're probably right. But he did have like.
And Reed made a great little par save again from a bunker. Okay.
Hey,
now
well, if
all right, my TV's back working.
Louis made a bogey too.
Follow along. No, Reed saved his.
Right, but I'm looking at Louis now. Louis says Louis 2 over. I don't know if that happened a while ago or not. I saw him at 3 before.
No, that I think that was a little while ago. You know what? I guess that's a fair point. Let's get into that right now because you know it's. I do this show 2:00 when we're on the East Coast and there's no rain delays. It's a really fun time for me to do this show. Things are really starting to like come into form. Still feels hyper early, but you know, it's a major and we're super excited about it. I don't know about you, Matt. The coverage, unbearable. The ability to track the event, unbearable. Again, we're just totally unserviced as golf fans.
It's unbelievable. I was actually planning to bring that up too. Like, come on, you can't track. You don't understand the shot tracker. It doesn't make any sense. Like, it'll cut off like 23 yards to ... It's like 23 yards to what?
I don't know. Is it like, am I 11 yards on the green to the pin, or am I a short-sided in a hosel 11 yards beside the pin? Like, those are two different things.
And if they're going to do this, why don't you just use the regular PGA Tour app? You want to make it a better experience, and you give us this shit product. It's unbelievable. I mean, I have no clue what's going on.
That's its own pissing match. Because like USGA is its own thing. Like I'm even using the USGA website because sometimes the app annoys me because I'm easily annoyed. But even the coverage can be unbearable at times. It's like 2-shot commercial, 2 shots commercial, come back 2 minutes of Faldo talking. I don't know. It's like a broken record complaining about it, and you feel. It kind of feels pointless, but I always assume at major championships they might do it a little better. And I just wonder, like, I don't know. But the reality is, and I make this comment a lot, like, you know who never complains about the coverage? Like my dad. And I guess he would, but like, I don't know. Like, I feel like most people, like, that's just what it is. Like, they don't care. And they're like just lying on the couch after work, after golf, whatever it is that they're doing, or just lying there all day. And I guess they just take it in. But it is it hurts. It's hard. It's hard to care so much and to get so little back, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Really, completely right. I'm scared people like you and I are going to get like brain cancer one day from refreshing the app so many times and just staring at this thing, is refresh and close it out, refresh. Like, I have a problem. That's all I do all day long, pretty much from Thursday through Sunday, every single. So the people who, like you said, your dad, you know, and our parents kind of just, they can hang out on the couch and watch this, but like our generation isn't capable of this with all this, the DFS going on and the shot tracking and everything that we're used to.
Yeah. Okay. I got my cable box here working, and I've rewound this ROM incident, and I got my buddy even texted me here, and I'm watching it now. He went bunker to bunker, and the app obviously didn't have the second bunker registered.
Right.
So I thought he was greenside in one, and he went bunker to bunker. He subsequently missed his putt and he made bogey. So John Rahm Human makes a bogey. And Patrick
From the
Reed,
fairway.
as I rewound it, watched it again, he's in the bunker. He hits it to about 6-8 feet, and he's just so nails with his par putts. I don't
Hey,
know if this thing gets, if the final score is where you kind of think it's gonna be. Patrick Reed is so goddamn dangerous, but that also makes me think like Hatton is gonna be so live if he can sort of survive himself. Because
yeah,
I don't know, am I silly? Like if it worked, yeah, Reed won here, but I don't know. I think he can nails his way through this thing also.
he
But he
definitely.
was too short. One shot behind him, Daniel Berger, 75 to 1, 80 to 1, 70 to 1. You find the book, Daniel Berger. There are big pieces on Berger right now. Even
Yeah,
par, yet to hit a ball today. Can he shoot even par today? Because then he's going to
that's
be like 28 to 1.
right. That's the tough part is he can survive. And now I'm looking at Rory. I mean, I'm sorry to the people who I picked Rory out here. I mean, this guy is just such a mental midget. Um, he just went birdie par. I mean, sorry, bogey par, bogey bogey. When you thought he got it up to -1, made a really nice 25-foot sidewinder, and now he's falling the way back again. It's unbelievable.
Oh my God. And I'm just seeing the highlight of Bubba making birdie on 6, man. 500-yard par 4. Bubba gets a birdie. What a stupid, I mean, that's probably worth 2 shots on the field, at least a shot and a half. Oh, okay, now I'm exaggerating. At least a shot and a quarter. If you're going to birdie number 6, I don't think there have been many birdies on number 6 all day today. I think it's playing as the 15th most difficult hole on the course last time I looked. Bubba Watson is currently on one in his Emerald Torrey Pines Jordans.
And I'm going to take a quick glass half full approach for guys like me and you right now. All right, you have Bryson who's at even par, and I have Brooks who's at 2 under par. The way the leaderboard is really shaping up towards the middle part of round 2, it couldn't be that much better with the exception of Rahm being there, but he made that bogey. He's not going anywhere. Then you look at the other guys, and it's no one I'm scared of actually winning the event. You got Bubba up there, Louis who's going to finish in 3rd place, and and Dickie Bland up there. So it isn't shaping out too bad for people who have one of those studs kind of hovering around.
I honestly don't think, I think it's shaping up perfectly for guys that didn't even play well yesterday early.
Yeah.
You said it already. I don't know if you're sitting on one of those guys in the clubhouse. I mean, it doesn't feel great, but I mean, I don't have them, but Thomas or Finau or Hovland, they can find a way to shoot 1 under par today. I mean, like you said, they're just going to have to hunt the number that goes out this afternoon from Brooks or Xander. But I don't think, you got guys in the clubhouse, they're not fearing Dickie Bland.
No, you're looking at.
So at 3 under par, at 3 over par, I mean, if you can find a way to shoot 2 under par, you'd be right in it. Obviously, it's all easier said than done, but it's just putting it into one of those situations. We do see it time and time again in U.S. Opens. Someone does exactly what Richard Bland is doing, and your 4 under day feels like 6.5, 7 under on the field. I mean, that's how much you can move by just knocking it a little forward. I mean, to that point, look at how much guys are moving up the leaderboard just by staying at even par on their rounds.
Yeah. At the end of the day, anyone who's within 5-6 shots of whether it's Rahm, Brooks, or Xander, I think it'll be one of those 3. Anyone who's within 5 or 6 shots of them is super live to win.
Yeah. And now I don't know if Rahm, I mean, it seems, watching it here, Rahm has gotten himself into more trouble, and Brooks is now the favorite again. So I would say 20 minutes ago when we were talking, Rahm was like plus 350, 4 to 1. He's already doubled up. I guess you have to consider that a good thing.
And right when I said I came on,
I don't know now. Geez, I'm seeing here. I guess people are moving that Berger number. It's down to 45 now, but I'm still seeing it as high as 70 on Bodog. If people want to get into that, it's a friendly site on both sides of the border. Even Siwoo Kim, I mentioned it off the top, 125 to 1. He started the tournament at 150. Just surviving the first round and being where he is going into this Friday afternoon tee time, you're like, I don't know. I guess that's worth like eating 25 points because the other guys I thought about betting back there already ejected.
Yeah, I mean, what's Lowry at right now? I know a lot of people liked him pre-tournament. He got down to like 50-1. If he's better than that, it's not a bad shot either.
Yeah, no, all of those guys. Lowry is at 80-1.
Yeah.
Lowry is sitting there at 80-1. I don't. What the hell did Cam Smith do, or is this book broken?
I don't know.
Cam Smith is 50-1. I swear to God, I saw this morning he was 5 over par.
Wow.
Hey,
Cameron Smith.
Some of these
he's 2
books
over.
are broken. Yeah. Listen, you got to be on some of these books. Some of these books just aren't moving, or they don't adjust to things, which is pretty weird. And it's honestly hard to keep up because the coverage sucks. The app sucks. We don't have the real-time Bet365 scoring. You really watch these tournaments sometimes feeling goddamn naked. Here's the advantage you do have. Some of these books are naked also. And some of these books are understaffed. So, I mean, I guess you could catch some numbers because they are kind of floating around. But at the same time, the books that are letting you catch numbers, I think they're doing it with a smile on their face because they still assume, just like us, one of those 4 guys are going to win. So you can go fill your sheets with whatever bets you want to make. They're like, no, we don't really need to have people here like changing those odds. As long as we're following those like top 6 players, we're not going to lose money. Don't worry about us. I think that's what the book's also saying. Keep fishing, pal.
Yeah, keep dumping money into it because we know who's probably going to win. I just counted this. Only 7 guys under par today.
27?
7.
Yeah, sorry, 7. 7 in the wave. Last night, I think we went to bed with 21 under par. Yeah, I mean, this thing is getting right where they want it. It is getting right where they want it. And I think the guys tonight are in trouble. Because today, I mean, it's only going to be later in the day. I don't know if the winds are going to pick up, but those POA greens will get exponentially less cooperative as we keep going here.
I'd be thrilled with an even or a 1 under par for Brooks today, for those of you guys who are on Brooks.
Oh, even would be outstanding.
Oh, yeah.
Even would be outstanding.
Yep.
Because, like, okay, the leader's Richard Bland. No one's getting ahead of Bland.
No.
Yeah. If Brooks shoots even par, Matt, he's probably in the you want to say like the second last group out tomorrow?
Yeah,
what do you think?
RCB was bogey free yesterday, so expect 6 or 7 of those today. Molinari, I mean, who knows what he's going to do? Henley, I mean, yeah, you'd think that he'll be up there. It looks like Bubba will probably get in.
Yeah, Bubba's going to post though. Bubba's going to sign a card soon.
Yep, he is. Who else? Bryson.
A nice little turnaround. It doesn't really end up on TV, or if they've put it on TV, I haven't seen it. But Sung Jae has kind of evened out his day because I remember starting hucking this thing down. He was way back out there, but he has found himself back to even par for his day today. A lot of guys doing all they can to battle. When we started the show, Bez was in great shape, just like he was yesterday. He's giving it all back.
Adam Scott gave it all back. Rory gave it all back. DJ gave it all back.
Uh-oh. Well, this isn't good.
Bryson bogey.
Oh, Bryson's going to make a double.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm seeing it now. Jeez.
You got to get in the clubhouse and pray. That's what you're going to do today.
I don't know. It's like pouring where I am, and my TV in my basement keeps like jumping in and out. So I miss a Bryson shot, and I come back thinking I haven't missed a Bryson shot, and it seems like we're 2 shots from where we were.
Rom's bunkered again.
Pardon?
Rom's bunkered in 2 again on the par 4. So.
All right. Yeah. Wow. I don't know. Whoever you think isn't on the course might be able to survive the day. That's who you might want to bet. But for me, it was For me, it's Burger at 70 and Siwoo at 125. Those are the bets that I've added to my
Yeah.
card.
I'll throw in the good value. I think Lowry at 80. He has just as good of a chance now to win as he did pre-tournament, and some people would bet him at 50 or 60 pre-tournament. So I think that's a good one too.
Is he one under or one over? Not that
One
it would
over.
matter to me.
Yeah, one over.
I don't know, man. It seems like guys are having a hard time coming home here. Yeah. I'm getting a whole redo of Bryson's problems.
What did he do?
I just wish I could have some volume here. I just wish I could have some volume here. He really shanked his second. It seems like you can find some death from the bunkers. And Paul Casey alluded to that early in the week. Everyone was making a big deal about the rough, and he was like, nah, these bunkers can be death. And we are seeing guys, whether it was Rom a couple minutes ago, if you get a bad lie in these bunkers, there's not much you can do with them at all. And it seems like it's even hard for some of these guys to hold the ball on the green out of a bad lie, out of these bunkers.
Jeff,
And
I
you
got a
would
funny.
think you would think with the green side rough so hard to play out of that you would prefer to be in these bunkers, but they're incredibly lie dependent, it seems.
Jeff, I got something funny for you right now. As you were speaking about that, Rom just hold out from the bunker for birdie.
Oh yeah, hilarious.
That's terrible. Oh man.
Okay, it's hard to tell. Oh, okay. Well,
I was thinking bogey.
Pardon?
I was thinking he was going to bogey, and all of a sudden he birdies.
He's an animal. I'm still so impressed by this Bubba Watson round, though. Like I'm sort of speechless at it. I'd like to really break it down, but he's had 3 straight birdies through a stretch of the front 9. The front 9 has been far more scoreable than the back 9, despite having one less par 5. But I feel like most of the trouble today has come for guys on the back.
Yeah, and that's right. And you know what I noticed too? The Bubba thing's impressive. And the thing with Rom is both of his bogeys today, he birdied the next hole.
That's like the 50. That's a different way of completing the like 18-foot par putt that he seems to be so dominant at again. If that makes any sense. It's the same thing. He's essentially just doing it differently, just getting it right back.
Stealing them from the bunker. That's just not fair.
Yeah, Rom hitting his par putts, Rom stealing them from bunkers. You feel like you caught a break because something happened to him on the last. He gets unfortunate. He gets it right back. That's yeah. I don't know what to say. That makes you not want to make any live bets, right?
Yeah,
like why reinvest?
If I didn't have Brooks, I probably would be making a lot of live bets but I know I have a guy who can do what Rom's doing. Will he actually do it? I don't know, because Rom is just, he's just better right now, but Brooks has been there. So that's what you got to count on.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, Rom's never really had a good weekend at a major before.
Yeah, that's an interesting dynamic. He has some really high finishes, and outside of one Masters where he kind of flirted, he's never been in the deep throngs of a major contention on a back 9 through the heat of it. His biggest event contending would have been that Players Championship where, that famous moment where he kind of just completely disregarded his caddy and he washed it. Yep. And we watched Rory win. Matt, I don't know if you got any final thoughts here. Lay them on me. You, like many, are just part of this Brooks Koepka train. I don't know. I think all those guys are in for a hard afternoon, and it wouldn't upset me if him and Xander didn't go forward today.
Yep. And my only final thoughts will be the same thought that I led off with. This is golf. You never know what's going to happen. And it might seem pretty bleak for those of us not on a guy like Rom who looks so invincible right now, but things never go the way you think they're going to go. And that's how I'll leave it.
Yeah. Listen, Rom, it's not like Rom's coming in. Listen, we all love Jon Rahm. Not many people bet Jon Rahm because he was the favorite, but he still never won a major. I acknowledge the maturity he's shown for a guy that we used to see as being a hothead through that COVID thing. You got no idea how Rahm's going to react to like a horrible break on the weekend of a major that he feels he got so unlucky. Let's say you're Rahm, everything's going fine, and then you just get a horrible break. I don't know what it's going to be. Golf is stupid. It creates bad breaks. And then his mind starts racing. Like, I got this goddamn stupid COVID shit 2 weeks ago. Now this woman's purse just knocked my ball into the water. Like, you have no idea. Golf's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. This will be my last words on FTN this weekend. I think we're in for a wild one. You're looking at the scoring. We're not going to be left with many souls under par. Like, from tonight through the weekend, the fun has not begun yet. If you think it's fun now, hasn't begun yet. You can get in on the fun. Still plenty of time to afternoon power plays, flex plays over at prizepicks.com. Use that promo code FTN, 100% instant match bonus up to $100. It's you versus the projection. So many guys are going off in that 4 p.m. Eastern hour from about 4 to 5 p.m. A full slate of projections. You can mix it even up with some MLB playoffs later tonight or some MLB playoffs. MLB action going, NHL playoffs, or even take one of these golfers and make a little power play with some soccer. England, Scotland going on in just a few minutes if you can beat the countdown by 2 minutes. You might miss today's zero, but you can get it in for tomorrow. Matt, thank you so much for taking the time joining me here on this Friday afternoon. I don't know. My TV has been on the fritz here the entire time. Quite frustrating. Made even more frustrating when the PGA Tour makes it impossible to follow along.
Thanks, Geoff. Thanks for having me. Always fun. And good luck this weekend.
Yeah, good luck to you. Good luck to Team Brooks. Wouldn't it be great?
It would be awesome.
Like, that would just be, and then he gets to say, I've never lost a US Open. Bryson never beat me in a US Open I played in.
Right. And remember, I'm a Team Bryson guy too, but go Brooks.
Yeah, no. Hey, listen, long way to go before this one is solved. Everybody, good luck. Long night. We're going to be golfing until about 10 p.m. I'll be joining Mayo at around 7:30 on the Cut Sweat Show. You find that on my Twitter feed. Thanks, FTN Daily. Thanks, PrizePicks. I'm out.